Hi guys, Colesy, and today I want to talk to you about the Madbox. Now, if you haven't heard about the Madbox, basically it's going to be a new console. When you think about modern game consoles, there's basically three options you have. You've got the Nintendo Switch, you've got the Xbox One, and you have the PlayStation 4, at least currently. So Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they're your three companies that make your games consoles. And it's been that way for quite a while, and the newest of those three, I guess, is the Xbox, because PlayStation's been around forever, Nintendo's been around forever, and I guess Xbox is technically the newest out of those three. However, this has been popping up in my newsfeed quite a lot recently, and I figured it's probably worth talking about, because I have a few opinions and a few thoughts about it, and I figured maybe not everyone knows about it or has heard about it. So let's get into it. So it's called the Madbox, at least currently it's called the Madbox. So it's not going to be releasing yet, as far as I'm aware. I think they're talking a few years. Let me just find this information. They haven't said yet when the console's going to be available, and they haven't necessarily given the final specs. So this image here is apparently what it's going to look like though. And to me, it's not the nicest looking, is it? Let's be honest. The company that's making this console is Slightly Mad Studios. Now, they're a game developer, and they've made like games like Project Cars and like some Need for Speed games and stuff. So they are, they are involved in the gaming industry. And I'm not saying that their games are bad. Their games are probably fine. Their games are probably quite good. It just seems like a very big jump to go from I make a game to I'm going to release a games console that's going to compete with the likes of Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft. The Madbox, now they talk a lot about it being specifically, it seems like the intention is very VR focused, which makes sense because the games that they produce being racing games, VR is really easy to implement in that, and it can be a really cool experience. Slightly Mad Studios founder and CEO Ian Bell has been talking up the next generation console on social media. So yeah, he's been talking about it a lot on Twitter, and this is where sort of images come from. I guess these are obviously like renders of what they envision the console would look like. I don't think it's a great look, but we'll get into that in a little bit, what I think about the look of it. So he's said this, that he's shooting for a console that outputs games in 4K and can play virtual reality games at 120 frames per second, which would be 90 FPS per eye, because you obviously have to have two screens for VR, one for each eye. And supports most major VR headsets. Now, my problem with it is it looks a lot less like a console and more like a gaming PC. And if you're talking about 4K, 120 frames PCs, you can do that. So I don't understand how this really is a console. He's also said that they're not going to be focused on exclusives, particularly for their console. They're just going to be focused on like making it a really high performance console, which is good in a way that they're like focusing on, they want to make it high performance, but exclusives are important to consoles. Like, if you're a Halo fan, you're not going to buy a PS4 if you want to play Halo, because you can't. If you want to play Uncharted or Last of Us, you're going to buy a PlayStation. If you want to play Mario, you're going to buy a Switch. These are important, and I'm sure that these do have influence on people when they're buying a console. If you know what kind of game you want to play, you know a series you like, you know a type of game you like, and it's an exclusive to that console, you're going to buy the specific console that means you can play the game you want to play on it. Just to be clear on the exclusives, they haven't said they won't do them, they just said they're not focusing on them. So if a developer comes to them and I guess wants to do an exclusive, then they'll look into it, but they're not having that as their like main priority, which is fair enough. Like, you want to make the console good, you want to make the performance good. I understand that, and I respect the fact that that is their decision to do. Games consoles are effectively computers. They are, that's just how they are. They are computers, and they work in a similar way to a computer. They have a CPU, they have a GPU. They don't have them the same as like you can buy off the shelf to build a PC with, but they are computers. That's just how it works. So I see this more as like a gaming PC, in my opinion, than a console. I mean, those things are becoming very intermingled and merged, really. A game console and a gaming PC are becoming more in the same, really. I don't like the look of it. I hate that logo. What is that logo? I guess that's the Slightly Mad Studios logo, some sort of weird monstery fish, gremlin. I don't know what it is. It's a horrible logo. The Nintendo Switch logo, the Microsoft Xbox logo, the Sony PlayStation logo. These are all like simple, nice looking logos. Like, They just are. They're just nice and professional and really simple. That is so complicated and weird. To me, it's screaming more of like a PC builder. You know what I mean? Like a pre-build PC company that makes pre-built PCs. That's what this seems like to me. They've just got a custom case and they build it with, you know, their own specs, what they want it to be. So I'll be interested to see when or if we hear of any specs, because not necessarily going to come out. Like, surely releasing a games console is hugely expensive. Unless you're Soldier Boy and then you do that whole kind of like buying a shit one from China and then just selling it on with your branding. But we're not talking about that. I'm assuming these guys are going to do it properly and build their own console. Now, it can't be cheap. It cannot be cheap. Microsoft, huge amount of money. Sony, huge amount of money. Nintendo, huge amount of money. This is a company that makes a few games. They can't have the funding, the money behind them that those, you know, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft have behind them. They can't. It's not possible. So I don't understand how it's going to work, really. I don't get it. I don't think it will do well, but that's my opinion. I'm quite happy to be wrong. You know, if it sells really well and it does really great and it's like the next best thing, I'm cool with that. Just at the minute, it just seems very out there, kind of random that this guy came out with it on Twitter and was like, we're going to do a console. Whoa, it's going to be called the Madbox. When's it coming out? I don't know. What's the specs? Well, I'll just tell you. What are you going to do? Oh, we're going to do like... And then he just listed basically the best specs you can. If I went out and was like, oh, I'm gonna build a gaming console actually, people are like, oh, what's it going to be like? I'm like, it's going to run 8K at 200 frames. People are like, oh, who is it? No. I just said the best thing I could think of. You know what I mean? Like, he could have just said, yeah, we're going to do 4K at like 120 frames. And then when they actually get to making it or doing it, and it's like, oh, we can't do that, it's really expensive, and the console's going to cost like $2,000 for people to buy, then it doesn't make sense. You have to dumb it down then. So I don't know. I don't know how much they've looked into it. I feel like they should have looked into it somewhat if they're going to start announcing it and talking about it. But we just don't know yet, I guess. I really don't like the design of it. I don't think it's nice. With a PlayStation or an Xbox, I mean, Switch is slightly different because it has a dock and it slides into it, and that's a very different setup in a way it looks, and it's sort of handheld and sort of not. But with an Xbox and a PlayStation, they're like nice boxes that you can put in your living room. They're kind of almost like stylish and modern. Like, they're very simple. The Xbox is very simple. It's just a box. It literally is just a box. The PlayStation has a little bit more to it. It's sort of got some more angular lines on it, but they're very simple, classic, like modern design. This thing looks crazy. This really does look like somebody's like top of the range PC. You know, they've gone all out, RGB on it. You know, they want all glass so you can see all the parts in it and it's lit inside and everything. That's what this looks like. It doesn't look like I couldn't buy this, stick it in my living room and like everyone be happy with it. You know what I mean? Like an Xbox, it's like quite understated. You slide it into the TV cabinet and it sits there. This thing, fucking with its lights all blaring away and its weird M shape, it's gonna be like really awkward. Like to just have there and explain it and people be like, oh yeah, we just have that there, that's fine. You know, you not even notice it. Yeah, you are. You're gonna notice a massive pink M machine sat in the living room. It's just not going to work like that. I don't think for normal people, they're going to be able to get away with this. Imagine there's like a guy and his wife, and he wants to buy the new Xbox and put it in the living room, and she's like, oh, fine, you know, it's not an eyesore. This thing's an eyesore. If she doesn't give a shit about video games, she's going to hate this being in her house. I'm just telling you, that's how it's going to work. I'm sorry. I mean, there's not a hell of a lot we know about it. There isn't a hell of a lot we know. I don't like the look of it. I think it's more going to be a gaming PC, and I understand that consoles, to some people, are a way to play video games, right? And they don't understand necessarily like computer components or graphics cards, you know, things that you have to sort of know a little bit about to build a PC, right? If you're going to build it, which is the cheapest way to do it, if you build it yourself and buy all your parts and put it together. I understand that buying a console, hell of a lot simpler than that. And there's no problem with that. If you want to just buy a console because you don't want to have to think about a computer or deal with it, that's perfectly fine. You can do that. That makes sense. That's what game consoles are now aimed for. However, there are so many companies out there that will sell you pre-built machines that they build themselves, or with their customer service, you can just ask them, like, I want to play this game, I want to play this game, and they'll go, oh, right, well, we think these parts will do for you, you know, what's your budget? And they can figure it out for you and build it for you. Then I don't see the point. Like, you can do that. Why would you buy this, which is effectively going to be a gaming PC? If it's not going to be a gaming PC and it is going to use a lot of hardware that's specific to games consoles, then I don't see the point in it. Why would you buy this over an Xbox or a PlayStation or a gaming PC? If you want 4K 120 frames, buy a PC. It's going to be an expensive PC, don't get me wrong, but buy a PC. The other thing, how much is this thing going to cost? It's going to do 4K 120 frames. And what, it's going to be cheap? I doubt it. The only way I see this being successful is it comes out and it's cheaper than a PlayStation, than an Xbox. But I highly doubt that is going to come. That's not going to happen, surely. With the specs that he's talking about, it seems impossible for this to happen, at least in the next few years. Also, we don't know what's coming from Xbox and Sony in the next couple of years. They're probably going to announce a new Xbox and a new PlayStation at some point. So then, where does that leave this? I don't know. I don't get it. I don't understand how you can come into this game, the games console market, and expect to have an impact. Like, it's such a huge, like, yeah, it's a huge market, but there are only 3 companies that do it and do it well. There have been previous companies that have done games consoles. Sega used to do, you know, the Mega Drive back in the day and stuff. I just feel like coming in now into that market, having no experience of launching a games console before, they've made games. I understand that. It's not the same though, is it? Let's be honest. It's a lot of hardware that you're putting out in terms of, like, which is very different to the software that you've been producing to play. You're now making a hardware machine. I just don't see how it's going to be that different from a PC, to be honest. They could shock me. I'm fully aware that they could just pull out of the bag. I just don't think they will. So overall, I don't really know what I think about it. I don't think it's going to be a success. I don't think it's going to be like the next big thing. I don't think it will be. I think it's something that they're looking into, which seems like it's probably not going to make them any money. I just hope it doesn't like affect their other business. Like, I hope it doesn't mean that they go out of business and they can't make games anymore. I hope that isn't the case. I just think it's such a hard market when you've got such like legends like Nintendo, like Xbox, like Sony. I just think it's gonna be so hard for them to beat them and for them to actually do what they're saying they're gonna do and have this 4K at 120 FPS for VR at a reasonable price that people will actually pay, and for it to not basically just come out as a gaming PC, because that's how I kind of see it going. It's just very weird. I just find it very strange, and I think I would feel that way if any new console came out, I guess. Like, it's something different and we weren't expecting it and it's out of the norm. I just don't know. I just don't. I feel like there's no way that anybody could beat those, but there must be a way that somebody could beat Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo. There has to be a way. Like, it can't just be that those 3 are good and you will never make anything that's worth buying because those exist. Somebody can. Maybe these can. I'm just saying at the minute, it seems very odd that they've announced it with very little to say about it, kind of. They just said they're gonna do it. It might look something like this. They're probably going to change it a lot. It's probably going to be at least 2-3 years, if not more, before they even release it, if they do release it. So I don't know. I really don't know. Anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. I don't know what more to say about it. The company that makes Project Cars is releasing a new console called the Madbox. And it looks weird, and it sounds weird, and we don't know a lot about it, but I think it's strange. What do you think to the idea? Do you think it has a chance? I don't know. So I want to hear what you guys think of this. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Bye!